This is the Moonside Neon Lighthouse, and I love LED lamps. I love anything that's LED. LEDs behind me, LEDs in the car, LEDs all over the house. But this one is a little bit special because it does so much. It's not only Bluetooth and wireless, the control of it through the Moonside app it's beyond belief. So let's have a look at it closer and see what it can do. Now, the first thing to notice about it is it feels weighty, it feels well constructed, it feels quality. It's got a metal cap at this end where the power goes in and a plastic cap at this end, and you'll see how that affects it as well. What actually comes in the box? Well, if we stand that up, you've got a control box if you want to manually control it, and we'll have a look at that in more detail. You've got a power cable that goes from the control to the lighthouse. You've got a power brick, and you've got a USB 3 to USB-C, which again goes into the control. And there's arrows on the back of it that show which way in and which way out. So if we were to power this up, you've got the brick to the controller, from the controller with the USB-C into the lighthouse, and then you can plug it in and turn it on. You can also get a base for this as well, so you can have it laid down, you can have it stood up like so, or there's a round base that you can pay for an additional around about £15 if I'm not mistaken. But let's see it in action, and then we'll also look at the app as well. Now, for the sake of this, something else that's rather special about it, you don't actually need to plug it into a mains outlet. If I pop that to one side, if you've got a power bank, we switch that on and plug that in the right way, and then use the controller. When you turn it on, it comes on. So that's from a power bank, that, and you've got quite a bit of time if you use a decent power bank. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn down the ISO on the camera, because this will be just blasting the lens out and you won't see the full effect of it. Right, now I've turned the ISO right down on the camera, and that's so that you can see it. But looking into the screen, you still aren't getting the full benefit of what this can actually do. So I'm going to go through the setup on an Android phone now. Obviously, it's also available on iPhones as well and iPads. I've currently got it set up on the Samsung 24 Ultra, which is Android. But what we're going to do is we're going to set it up on this Samsung Fold because it's not been set up there. And I want to show you just how easy it is to set up before we go through the features and benefits of it. Before I do go through the app though, so we've talked about the control box slightly. The center button is for on and off, which is nice and easy. And then you've got plus and minus on the top. That's for scrolling through the power or the brightness of the lamp. And then again on the bottom, you've got buttons to take it through different effects. And there are plenty more when you come to using the app. Also, this picks up on noise as well, so you can see that I'm talking now and it's picking up on that. If you've got music playing in the background, there's various different effects and lighting that it'll use for that as well. So all picked up through this. Right, more about the app now. Right, so if we open up the Play Store and we do a search for Moonside, and there's the Moonside app, and we'll quickly download and install that. And if we open the app, very easy to connect. So let's go to add new device, start pairing. Start pairing. Right, now as quickly as that, it found the lighthouse. So if we connect to the lighthouse now, and that's it. So simple to connect. And it's just as simple to connect it to Wi-Fi. And you do need to connect it to Wi-Fi for the full range of benefits. So we're going to finish setup. And if we click on there, now that turns the light on and off. But if you keep your finger on it, now it opens it up and you get a lot more options. So you can run your finger up and down for the brightness. You can turn it on and off by clicking the on-off part. And if you go up to your top right-hand corner, you've got your settings wheel. Now if we open that up, halfway down you've got your Wi-Fi connection, so we'll click on there. It's already listed the name of the Wi-Fi network that we want, and if we go into password and pop the password in, and you'll see the lights turned white, and now it's turned green, so we've got success there. So that was it. So easy to connect to the Bluetooth, and then just as easy to connect to the Wi-Fi. Let's go back and go through some of the features and benefits of it. Right, if we go into effects first, which is the fourth one along. So as you can see on the app, there are lots and lots of different effects. So we've got, that's Greenland, we've got pink ball. And as I said, the unfortunate thing is you're not going to get the full benefit of this because the camera on the phone really doesn't pick it up and show it to its full effect. But there are lots and lots of various ones. So we'll go for Super Pulse if I'm not mistaken. Nemo. Volcano. Twinkle. There's far too many to mention, but those are the basic light effects. And if you go down, you've got ones that have actually been developed by the community as well. So the original ones were from Moonside themselves, and then as people develop more, because that's the main thing that you can do with this, you can set it up and have loads of different effects that you've created. So if we're going to Fire Melon, that's another one. Lava Love. It tells you the buy as well. So somebody's actually spent time doing these. There's another. That's an autumn one. And if we go down even further, let's just try the Sandstorm. That's nice. Chilled Forest. Blue Water. That's a nice one as well. But yeah, as we go down, there's another setting as well. I'll just scroll through all these. So you've got your music themes. So let's go for upbeat. All right, so this is upbeat. And again, I'm just going to tap on the mic and you'll see it working. We'll get another one. Blue beat. Now, as the music's playing in the background, you're going to get all these different effects. This is another one. Orange. Dancing. Oh, let's go for mango. There we go. That's a nice one. I say it's such a shame that it's getting blown out, but it is absolutely amazing. All right, let's just go through the app a bit more. All right, so if we go to the color setting first, if you pick your main color, so we'll go for blue, and then you've got a gradient there. You can have it light blue to dark blue. Let's go to as dark as I want it to be, and then set color, and it changes to that. Let's go to a red this time. So move it from orange through to red and set the color, and there's your red. And if you don't want to play around with the color wheel, you can take a color from an image as well. So all you need to do is literally just choose the color that you want, and then confirm the color, and it'll change to that there, and then set color, and it changes it on the light. So lots and lots of variability and personalization that you can do with it. If we're going to temperature, you can set the temperature either warm or whiter, or anywhere in the middle. You can automatically just press the button and you've got a bedtime light, you've got a brighter light, or you've got a focus light for, I think your bright light will be for reading. Your bedtime light is obviously for relaxing. And then your focus light, that's more for if you're doing any craft work type thing, because it's a white light. And you can move that through. You've got relaxing, energetic, and cool. Reading, well, that's your reading one. Productivity, and then meditative. So those are your preset light temperatures, but obviously you've got the whole range that you can choose through those. Now, if we go on to the center one, which is light, so this is where you can dim it or take it all the way back up, and also your on and off button. And then we go through to effects. Well, we've already had a look at this. These are the presets that have either been done by Moonside themselves or with the people that are in the community. And obviously, if you log in, set an account up, you'll be able to do that yourself as well. And then last but not least, if we go through to paint, this is how let's pick an effect actually first. So if we go for something like Candy Mix, no, trying to find one that shows that, right. So something like this, again, you're not going to get the full benefit, but there's 90 LEDs in this. So you've got so much scope to play with to set it up for different effects. And if you go through to paint, those 90 LEDs, you can see them all on there. You can choose, so I'll choose that one. You can get a colour. Let's go for red. Set the colour and then choose where you want it to be. If I'm not mistaken, let's that one there. Right, so now, as I'm setting this up, and you've got two sides to it, you can choose all your colours. I go for green this time, set the colour, and then we'll put it, we're going to fill all the rest of the pixels with green. And then what I'll do is I'll go back, I'll get the red, and I will put it in some specific ones. You can see it filling up as I'm doing it. So you can see red here. And I'll do it further up here as well. So you can see the red that I've put in here and the red that I've put in up there. And there's other things that you can do. You can also rub out as well. And that's actually switching the LEDs off there. So you can see that they're going off there. Right, so as you can see, lots to play with there. You could spend hours doing it. I'm just going to pop the app to one side for a moment. I think the most important thing for me on this is the light itself is it's stunning, and I don't just mean the quality of it and how well it's made. I mean the number of things it can do. And when it's in a room, sat on a table, you just tend to become mesmerised by it and just watch it. As long as you get the right app. Let's just pick one while I'm talking to you. So go into effects. Now you imagine you sat there, the TV's not on, you're reading your book, you look up, you see this. It's absolutely fantastic. And as I say, it can be laid down. If the lights are off, it's just played away in the background. If you get bored with it, switch it to something else. But it's a background light like I have never seen before. I am absolutely blown away by it. Right, so in summary, what do I think of this Moonside Neon Lighthouse? It's exceptional. So much variability to the LEDs that are in it, and as I've already said, there's about 90 LEDs in there, and you can set every one of those up individually to your particular liking, whatever colour that you want. You can have them flashing, you can have them running like that. You've seen how easy the app was to connect both to Bluetooth and to Wi-Fi. It's a great lamp to have either in the background or to use it as a light itself if you're reading. If you have it next to the bed, you can relax before you go to sleep at night. But overall, oh, you've also seen it running off the power bank as well, so you don't even need the main socket. But yeah, overall, huge recommendation. So much personalisation. I'm not too sure if I said, I think it's around about 50 odd pounds, but worth every penny. And it actually gets cheaper than that if you buy it in multiples of 2, 3, 4, etc. If you do it that way, you can have one either side of the bed, you can have them either side of the TV, you can have them scattered around the room, you can have them in the stand, you can have them on the side, entirely up to you. Huge recommendation.